welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddie. If you are new here, thanks for tuning in. If you're returning, thank you as well. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how you can tie-dye some sweats. I'm going to show you a different technique that I did last time as well on a different sweater because it was requested, so here we are. So I'm going to show you like the things that I'm going to be tie-dyeing. Bleach tie-dyeing, by the way. So this is with bleach, not with color. Bleach tie-dye these sweatpants. As you can see, pretty crusty. I have a bunch of bleach stains on it from my pimple cream. Yeah, we're gonna turn that into a look. I have this thrifted crew neck that I got a while ago. As you can see, it's pretty crusty. It has a bunch of stains on it that won't come out, so we're gonna turn that into like a cool sweater. So bleach tie-dyeing is really good because you can just take your old clothes and then like rework it into like cooler or trendier clothes, you know what I mean? Without going shopping. So you're upcycling, you're helping the environment, and it's also something fun to do while you're in quarantine. Make sure that you're wearing clothes that you don't care about. I have to change my hoodie because I care about this one. You can use mostly bleach if you want to. What it's gonna do is the more the bleach you have, the whiter the dye is gonna go. But I really like doing half bleach, half water because it kind of pushes out the color. So this is the sweater that I did last time, and I used half bleach, half water. And you can see like it's just like a lighter pink or like red. You can see like on the edges of the design, it's like more red and it's kind of gradient. But if you were to use just pure bleach, then it will like just turn it like white splotches, you know what I mean? So there's a couple different kinds of methods that you can tie-dye in. This is the crumble method, where it's just like a really random pattern. And then there's also the tie-dye that like is in like the swirl you've probably seen. We're gonna be doing both of those. I've only showed how to do the crumble effect before. Before we start this video, make sure you subscribe and you hit that like button. Also, comment down below pictures of how yours turned out, or you can tag me on your Instagram story and tag me at MaddieJohn, MaddieJohnn. I'll just put it on the screen. Or you can tag me at Makeup by MaddieJohn as well. I love to see your guys' stuff. I got a couple photos in from the last video, and your guys' stuff looks super dope. So I think it's really cool that we can connect through social media. So let's get started. What you're gonna need is half bleach, half water in a squeezy bottle. Squeezy bottle is important because you want something to like control how much you're using at once. Some protective gloves, so you don't get it on your hands, and then also some rubber bands. And then if you're doing this outside, you're gonna want your hose handy so you can water it down after to stop the processing from bleach. And then if you're doing it inside, like I'm gonna be doing it in my bathtub, so just make sure you have a designated spot to do that so you don't ruin anything else. Also, if you are young, make sure you ask your parents before, or you have someone to supervise you. If you're not young, same thing, just be careful. Bleach is dangerous. So starting with the sweatpants, I'm just feeding one of the legs through with my hands, and I'm just crumbling it all together, making sure that there's no spots too folded in. It should look something like this, and I'm just going to be tying it with 2 elastic bands going the opposite direction, just so it's nice and secure and it stays like that. I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other leg. You should be left with something like this, and you can just crumble it all together in the center like so. And now I'm just taking another rubber band and I'm just tying around the whole thing just to keep it together, and I'm just making sure that all sides are like evenly crumbled. Give your mixture a good shake, and I'm putting it onto the side of the bathtub just so it doesn't sit in like a pool of bleach, because it will leave some weird marks. And then I'm just going to go at her and squeeze. I am leaving some dry spots just because I do want some of the original color popping through still. I'm just going to make sure I flip it over and get the same amount on the other side. Before I move on to my sweater, I'm just rinsing off all the bleach at the bottom of the bathtub so I can lay my sweater down flat, because if there's any bleach pooling at the bottom, it will leave weird marks on your sweater. So you're going to want to take wherever you want the center of your swirl to be and just start swirling it and twisting it in the same direction. Make sure the sleeves just kind of go along with it and then just tuck them in as you go. Once you're happy with your swirl, just take that and just tie it all so it's secure so it doesn't move around. So this is how the bottom looked like. And then this was the part I grabbed on the top. You can kind of see how it's folded in, so it didn't actually end up getting much bleach on it on the front, but you'll see. So I'm just doing the same thing. I'm coating it just like how I did with the sweatpants, making sure I got both sides. And I'm letting that sit, and then as that's processing, I grabbed my sweatpants, and I did want the shins and the ankles to be fully bleached, so I took out the legs right before it was finished, and I laid them down flat and started to bleach the ankles and shins. So you can see my sweater on the side there is lightening up a bit, but I left it a little bit longer just so it could get a little bit lighter. So I just flipped over my sweatpants so then the back side gets evenly coated as well. So I ended up running out of my bleach mixture, but I wanted this to go up a little bit higher, so all I did was I rolled it up and squeezed it just so it would go a little bit higher. I unraveled the pants and noticed this bare spot that was really bothering me, so all I did was I squeezed some of that mixture from the shins onto this bare spot just so I could have a little design there as well. So I'm just going to set my pants aside and just let those process a little bit longer. Now checking back on my sweater, the swirl did not work on the front as much, and that's okay. You can always go back and fix it. So what I did was I did the swirl facing up that did turn out, so then I could see a guideline of how it went. And I tied that in a secure thing, in a secure rubber band, like so. And I just went back in. When I go back in with the mixture, I'm only going to keep it on the one side just because it was the only side that didn't have bleach. You don't need to go back in and do it on both sides. Going back to my pants, I'm happy with the color, so I'm just going to go in and rinse all the mixture out. Make sure you really rinse it well just so it stops the bleach from processing. You're going to want to fully saturate it so it doesn't go any lighter. Make sure you squeeze all the water out fully. Try to get as much water out as you can. This is what mine ended up looking like, and I'm happy with the design, so I'm just going to set those aside and move back to my sweater. The color is basically the same here after doing that extra swirl, so I took out the rubber bands, and then I noticed there was another bare spot on the arm, and I was like, okay, I need to do something there. So I made a little tiny swirl on the arm, and I just went back in again. Once you're happy with the color it turned out, you can go ahead and stop the processing by rinsing it with water. And then same thing, just make sure you fully rinse it and then squeeze it all out. Now try to squeeze as much water out as you can because you will see some of the dye coming out and you don't want it to be going into your other tie-dye clothes. Okay, so I just threw my sweatshirt and my sweats into the wash. Make sure you throw it in the wash with nothing else except for just the things that you've bleached so you don't ruin anything. And we'll see how it looks like tomorrow. Okay, so this is how it turned out. This is my sweater. As you can see in the video, I did go back in and redo this swirl on the front because it didn't really turn out. But I feel like it turned out more in the back. The little swirl. Thank you so much for watching my video. Be sure to subscribe. Yeah, I'd love for you to join me on my YouTube journey. Thanks for watching. Bye.